The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race has officially concluded from Bristol Motor Speedway, and we see some really solid and great racing near the end of the event, and we see Christian Eckes hold off a hard-charging Kyle Busch to pick up the victory. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to the video. I just got done watching NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race in Bristol Motor Speedway, the Weather Guard truck race. We had quite a bit to talk about from this race. Let's go and talk about it. So for the green flag drop in today's race, Mason Maggio would have to go to the rear for unapproved adjustments. So at the start of the race, you had Christian Eckes lead the field from the outside with Nick Sanchez on the inside, and Christian Eckes got a fantastic run off turn number 3 and was able to clear Nick Sanchez for the race lead. Then at lap number 6, the first caution race come out for Matt Mills, who spun from 22nd position, got loose on the bottom of the racetrack and hit the inside wall, got a little bit of damage, bringing the caution out, just got loose on the corner. So then on the next restart, Christian Eckes lead the field from the outside with Nick Sanchez on the inside, and Christian Eckes got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead. Roger Groove get a little bit loose from 5th position, drop back to 9th, was able to continue going. And then the second caution race come out lap 44 when Keith McGee spun from 34th position and was trying to basically go 3 wide for whatever reason, sends a 3 wide to the bottom, trying to clear himself up. He was not clear. He would spin himself and get collected with Taylor Gray and Stephen Parsons, who got damaged in a wreck. Not sure what Keith McGee was doing there. It seems like every time that guy races in trucks, he always seems to be a problem and seems to be a moving chicane. So then under the caution, Jake Garcia, Tanner Gray, Bailey Curry, Lane Briggs, William Swalch, and Ty Dillon all came down pit road while the rest leaders stayed out, and William Swalch got a penalty for speeding. So then on the restart, Christian Eckes lead the field from the outside with Kyle Busch on the inside, and I believe at the time also maybe Roger came in, and then basically there would be great racing, a really side-by-side battle for the lead, and Kyle Busch got a fantastic run on Christian Eckes and was able to clear for the lead. He pulled away, Christian Eckes tried to get back by, but it would not be enough, and coming off the final corner, Kyle Busch would win stage number 1. So then during the caution, we saw a little strategy. Taylor Gray, Roger Groove, Corey Heim, Connor Jones, and Ty Dillon all came down pit road. Roger Groove had a terrible pit stop. He slid through the pit box, basically also had improper driver assist as well, and would have to drop to the rear of the field, costing Roger Groove, at least at the time, a chance of a great run at that point, and would have to drop to the rear. So then on the restart, you got Kyle Busch lead the field from the outside with Christian Eckes on the inside, and Kyle Busch got a fantastic run and was able to clear for the race lead. Kyle Busch was able to pull away and got a fantastic run. Also, Connor Jones dropped a ton of positions at the time, and I think he sent it to the bottom, and Keith McGee nearly crashed in front of the race leaders. But Kyle Busch was able to hold off a hard-charging Christian Eckes and would come off the corner and sweep the stages and win stage number 2 as the drivers were going through the traffic. So then, we saw Nick Sanchez, all the lead lap cars come down pit road with Kyle Busch win the race off pit road. William Swalch would get a speeding penalty. Ty Majeski drop a ton of positions, and Roger Groove also pitted outside the box and would have to go to the tail end of the longest line. So then and also at the time, Nick Sanchez, he had to come back down pit road because I think he had a loose wheel or something along those lines. So then on the restart, Kyle Busch lead the field from the outside with Christian Eckes on the inside, and Kyle Busch got a great restart and was able to clear for the race lead. But then on lap 144, trouble would strike. Ty Majeski got loose on the bottom of the racetrack coming down, I believe, the front stretch, would clip the track, getting a little bit of damage from Tyler Ankrum, was spinning the inside wall, and unfortunately collected Ben Rhodes, ending both of their chances of contending for the win. Majeski got loose. I know he's trying to blame Tyler Ankrum for the incident, but he basically wrecked himself, got loose in the track, and unfortunately hit the inside wall and got a ton of damage, bringing the caution out. So then on the next restart, you had Kyle Busch lead the field from the outside with Christian Eckes on the inside, and Kyle Busch got a fantastic run and was able to clear for the race lead. Then Christian Eckes started getting very, very aggressive and was going back and forth, banging and banging, and Christian Eckes eventually got side by side, but lost the lead for a second, and then eventually in lap 159, he was able to clear Kyle Busch for the race lead. Then Ty Majeski came back down pit road due to an engine issue, and at this point, there was some fantastic racing going on between the leaders. You had Christian Eckes and Kyle Busch battling really, really hard for the lead, back and forth, side by side, really great racing through the traffic. Kyle Busch tried to make moves. You had Kyle Busch, Christian Eckes, and Matt Crafton all 1, 2, 3 right next to each other and putting on a fantastic and really, really great show. They were using both of the lanes, both grooves being available. Unlike previous races here at Bristol, it was very, very enjoyable racing. But that would all end with 32 laps to go when Stewart Friesen tried to get up in front of Nick Sanchez, tried to clear himself coming down the front stretch, and walled himself, and Nick Sanchez and him got a ton of damage, bringing the caution out. Like I said, Stewart Friesen tried to clear himself. A dumb move in my opinion that cost both those drivers a really great chance at a great finish. That's all on Stuart Friese in my opinion. Nick Sanchez really had nowhere to go. Because of that, they had to come down pit road and lost a ton of positions. So then we get to the final restart. You have Christian Eckes lead the field from the outside with Kyle Busch on the inside, and Christian Eckes got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead. At this point, Christian Eckes, all he has to do is hold off hard-charging Kyle Busch, because Kyle Busch was the only one tonight, in my opinion, that could really run with Christian Eckes in this entire event. But as the outside run really started coming in, Kyle Busch got up there and started using the outside run to get a huge run. And as they're coming a few laps to go, as Christian Eckes was catching a lap traffic, Kyle Busch was closing in a tenth of a second, then a couple hundredths of a second. And as they came to the white flag of this race, Kyle Busch was under half a second and was closing in very, very quickly and really, really fast. Kyle Busch did everything to try to close, but it would not be enough. And coming off the final corner, Christian Eckes holds off a hard-charging Kyle Busch to get redemption from last year and pick up his first win of the 2024 season. Man, Christian Eckes almost lost again, but he held off a hard-charging Kyle Busch to get it done. It was very, very close. I really thought Kyle Busch was going to get him at the end, but nonetheless, going to the guy who won the race, Christian Eckes. A great day for Christian Eckes, in my opinion. I think he did have the best truck most of the evening. I know that he was second a lot of the event as well, but I think he had arguably the fastest truck. He was up front the whole entire race, dominated, I think led 150 laps or something along those lines, put up a strong race, in my opinion, and gets his first win and gets redemption. He's had speed all year. He just needed to close out the deal, was fast in practice, thought he was going to have a chance and opportunity. Congratulations to Christian Eckes on picking up the win. So now we're going to take a look at the race results. I'll give my score thoughts on today's race. So Christian Eckes picks up the victory. Kyle Busch finished second. I think Kyle Busch really was the only one all night long that really could keep up with Christian Eckes throughout the event. I really thought he was going to win. He was my pick coming in the race. Struggled a little bit in practice, and his truck seemed to be a little bit struggling as the race progressed. But to finish second, a great night for Kyle Busch. Can't be mad about that. I know he wants to win all these races, but he did lead laps tonight and put on a really good performance. He finished second. Maybe he can use that in tomorrow afternoon's Cup Series race. Zane Smith finished third. Great run for him. Ran top 5 a majority of the race. Didn't have a truck that was capable to catch up to Christian or Kyle, but still a really good run for Zane Smith in third. Matt Crafton finished his fourth. Great run for Matt Crafton. I don't know what they did to that truck because they struggled in qualifying especially, but they made that truck a lot better, and Matt Crafton gets a very solid top 5 finish. Great run for Matt Crafton. Tyler Ankrum finishes fifth. Again, just continues to be one of the more consistent drivers in the Truck Series. He may not have the raw race-winning speed at this point, but is still having the best season he's had in a very long time. A fantastic run for Tyler Ankrum in fifth. Corey Heim finished sixth, was quiet most of the evening, had a hard time getting through traffic, so though gets a very solid top 10 finish. Has basically finished in the top 10 all 4 races start this year. Really great run from Corey Heim. Taylor Gray finished seventh. Good run for him. Started up front early, faded because he came down pit road, but still got a solid top 10. Good run for Taylor Gray. Roger Crew finishes eighth. A great comeback for this team, in my opinion. They slid through the box, had issues on pit road, and they still were able to launch their way all the way back inside the top 10. He has finished no worse than 8th start this season. A great start to the year. They haven't really scored a lot of stage points in recently, but still a fantastic run for Raja, backing up a great run in Vegas. I think he's going to win a lot of races this year if he continues with the pace he's had. A great run for Roger Carruth. Grant Enfinger finishes ninth. A great run for him. I think he's in the playoffs currently at the moment. A fantastic run for him. And Lane Riggs finishes 10th. A driver who needed a good run tonight. Coming in this race, Lane Riggs was last in the owner's points, so the driver's going full-time. He needed to run really, really good. He got a stage point, and basically, while he might be still in the danger zone in the bubble right now, going to COTA next week, he's in a much better position. Fantastic run for Lane. Didn't really have the pace to contend, but good to see him finish inside the top 10 in the 38. Bailey Curry finished 11th. Solid run for him. Qualified solidly. Ran top 15 most of the evening and gets a very respectful top 15 finish. Guy that needed a bounce back run. He gets it. Finished 11th. Good run for him. Caden Honeycutt finished 12th. Ran top 15 all evening. A driver that I think is really underrated. Put up a solid performance with Nice. He finished 12th. Good run for him. Daniel Dye finished 13th. Solid run, a decent run for him. Jake Garcia finished 14th, decent run for the driver, replaced Haley Deegan going into the season. Decent performance for Jake Garcia in 14th, but not fantastic. Tanner Gray finishes in 15th. Ben Rhodes bounces back a little bit and finishes 16th after the damage. Nick Sanchez finishes 17th, had a strong truck early in the event, but unfortunately faded near the end. Seven Parsons gets solid top 20, 18th place. Good run for him. Connor Jones finishes in 19th, and Ty Dillon finished 20th. I want to talk about Ty Dillon for a second. It's been a disaster start for this 25 team. You think about going this year, I predict he make the playoffs. Right now, he's struggling to even get top 20s at this point. And we all talk about how we all thought he was going to be better than Matt DiBenedetto going this year. So far, Matt DiBenedetto's been better at this point in this truck. 4 races and not a single top 10. Not a great run for Ty Dillon in 20th. William Swalsh finished 21st, a little disappointing run for him, kind of struggled all evening, just never had the pace or speed. Stuart Friesen, after his issues, was running top 10 a lot of the event, but unfortunately after the crash for Nick Sanchez, he finished 22nd. Dean Thompson finished 23rd, Timmy Hill finished 24th, Matt Mills has just had a disaster start to the year, he finished 25th. Thad Moffitt finishes 26th, Lawless Allen finished 27th, Mason Massey finished 28th, Mason Maggio finished 29th. Spencer Boyd finishes 30th. Brett Holmes finished 31st. So not a good night for Brett Holmes for a driver who had come in his race in the playoffs. He's out of the playoffs currently at the moment. Just not a good night in general for him. Keith McGee finished 32nd. He was a wrecking horse all night long. Chase Purdy, after having major issues with the truck, finishes 33rd. Ty Majeski, after crashing out, finishes 34th in engine issues. Trey Hutchins finished 35th. And finishing last in 36th place is Justin Carroll. So now let's talk about the overall race as a whole, and I'll give my score and thoughts on today's race. I thought for a truck race, this was a very strong and a really solid event. Yes, at the beginning, I got a little strung out, but you had drivers able to make moves, and you were able to see multiple lanes in this race. Because last year, it was a bottom-dominated event. But in this race, you had multiple grooves that were absolutely available, especially when they were getting through lap traffic. I thought that was really, really fun. You got some really solid back-and-forth racing going forward. And I think this race is definitely way better than last year's race at this track. It wasn't perfect, but I thought it was pretty good. I'm going to give tonight's NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race in Bristol Motor Speedway overall. I'm going to give this race, overall a 9 out of 10. I thought it was a very, very solid, enjoyable race. A lot of side-by-side, a great finish at the end. Really thought Kyle Busch was going to get there, but still, I thought it was a very good race, and it was a very good ending to the event. So, that is going to be tonight's NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race review from Bristol Motor Speedway. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support on Patreon as well. Let's go below that and comment your thoughts below on today's race. What are your thoughts on today's race? Let me know below. Let me know your score in the comments below. And congratulate Christian Eckes on picking up the victory. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow morning on the channel, you're going to see a starting lineup video for the Food City 500, and then you'll see the Food City 500 race review later in the evening. And then on Monday, there should be a NASCAR news video dropping on the channel, and then there's a lot of content dropping for Circuit of the Americas as well. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more good, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.